Hello and welcome back to Seagulls Social. Not even an episode because I was going to say that, but today we're literally just previewing Norwich. It's really weird because we're not actually doing a podcast. But yes, we're joined with the boys, Maz and Ben. Lads, how are we?
Wagwan. I'm very good, Ryan. How are you, mate?
Mate, I've got to be honest, right? It's been actually a really refreshing 2 weeks. Like the fact that we haven't had to actually worry about football for the last 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks? Yeah, good point. The last 3 weeks has actually been probably the nicest away from football in a long time.
The words Brighton haven't even left my mouth, apart from when I was trying to book Fatboy Slim. That was the only time I've ever mentioned Brighton. So
it's been quite a nice mental health break, I suppose, isn't it?
Genuinely.
Not having to worry about Brighton. But
the thing is, it sounds bad, but like it's actually like genuine because I think hopefully this reflects on the rest of the team now, and the fact we have had a break means that we go into this a little bit more fresh-minded because 6 losses on the bounce, lads. Let's you know what? Let's start with that because
here we
6
go.
losses on the bounce.
7 in a row.
We're back again. We're back in again, right?
Just quickly, Ryan. Sorry to interrupt. Just really quickly. I've decided I'm actually an F1 fan now. I'm not actually.
Yeah, no, same. Genuinely same.
Literally,
I'm Team McLaren. So if we can start a McLaren podcast, that'd be good.
Team Ferrari out here, so it's
Team
all right.
Ferrari. Go on, Ryan. Sorry, mate. Go on. Carry on.
But to be fair, Matt, I'm proper jealous of everything you're doing at the minute, mate. But yeah,
killing it.
Let's talk about the Albion then. Yeah, absolutely killing it. Let's talk about the Albion then. What are we feeling? Because I've got to be honest, boys, I'm scratching for positives here because I don't want us to get jumped. Do you know what I mean? I don't want us to get jumped in another podcast. So let's just try and be positive for once.
Well, I actually, Ryan, funny you say, I actually am feeling confident because exactly what you just said about now about having that break. I think having that big break, I think it's sort of allowed us to reset now. Well, I say that. Let's see what happens against Norwich. But I feel like it's a long enough time for the players to mentally reset, physically reset. I know we had quite a few players out on international duty, didn't we? We had Moda, Saicedo, Sarmiento, Trossard. Like we had a lot of players out on international duty, which is great. But I feel like the squad hopefully uses time just to regroup mentally and physically and be like, right, lads, this is a big game. Was it first? 6 games, obviously we lost in a row, but if we lose again, that's the first time it's happened since 2002-03 season, which is mental. But fingers crossed it doesn't happen. But I feel like I'm feeling positive. I feel like it's a good thing that we've had this break, and hopefully we can reset.
I don't know. I just think both teams are going to be low on confidence, despite the 2 or 3 weeks that we've had away from the Premier League football in action. Both teams are still low on confidence from all the results they've previously had. It's hard. Well, that's just me making guesses, but you've got to think that. On the other hand, you've got 9 internationals that are coming back. That of most of them, I think Andy Naylor said that we've got nine of our players have just qualified for the World Cup, so they'll be buzzing, including Trossard, who's kind of looked out of confidence. So if he's still buzzing from that. And he's got a bit of like a positive hangover from Belgium.
Trossard's been really good for Belgium as well, hasn't he? I think he got a goal and a couple of assists or something like that.
And he's been good against Norwich as well. He scored against them away 2 seasons ago. And then he also
and at home as well.
Did he score an assist? I remember him assisting Shane Duffy. But I don't know. I think both teams will be low in confidence. On Norwich's side, they've actually got something to fight for in terms of staying up, whereas we've been on the beach for the past 8 games.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like they might edge it simply because they've got something to fight for and we haven't.
This is what I said on Twitter the other day, and I genuinely meant it like in the least negative way possible. Like, what is a successful season from now? Because it's all well and good saying, "Oh, we've got nothing to play for," but technically we still could get dragged into relegation. We probably won't, and we won't get relegated. But based on our form, we deserve to be sort of mentioned down there, but not in a negative way. Genuinely, what is there to look forward to for the rest of the season, or is it literally? We just want to regroup for next season and just make sure we just stay up now. Is that the aim?
It's just not being embarrassed.
I think it's a great question. I struggle to answer it though, just because it's like we had such high aspirations like before this run, eight games ago, we were talking about Europa League potentially, Europa Conference League, and we were like really buzzing about what was to come, and then all of a sudden in 6 games, 7 games, we're just like, what, like you said, what are we fighting for? What's the point anymore? Is the aim now to make it through the season? I suppose to answer your question, I think for me personally now, I just want us to finish the season, and get us into the next season, and hopefully we have the setup of players like Undav, if he comes in and is that focal point with Mopé as a sort of the striking pair, and they hit the ground running, would be amazing. And if we had some attacking players in,
which we'll talk about more in depth next week. Let's save
point.
that for next week, but we can have a proper discussion about that and whether we think about 5 subs, and Potter does like that, so that will be a positive.
Yeah, but just to answer your question, Ryan, I think I personally want us just to finish the season and regroup for next season, and sort of just hopefully don't do what we did this season and have a great start, do really well, and then all of a sudden dip. I just want us to be consistently good, if that's possible.
And Ben, what do you think?
I think the only thing you can really hope for is to kind of finish the season in some sort of good form. You don't want to finish the season in really, really bad form, have a whole summer to dwell on the horrendous back end of this season, and then go into it thinking, well, we've lost so many games just now, that, can we beat this opposition again? Yeah. Even if we have strengthened. I mean, you can argue that the loanees are a bit slightly strengthening us, but they're not like massive signings, and we don't know who we will sign. Literally, we haven't been linked with any kind of big names just as of yet. So I think the main focus will be finishing the season in some sort of form and not just on the back of a lot of losses. Otherwise, that won't be good.
I think that's what we need to do now. That's what I'm looking at Norwich, and we're in a situation where we literally just need to get this awful run out of our heads. We just need to... I mean, a draw is still really not very good. I mean, we want to be winning this game, let's face it. I mean, no disrespect to Norwich, but we have to go to this game and win. You know, that is obvious, I think. But just to get that out of our heads and just be like, look, we've lost 6 games in a row, but like I said at Burnley, you know, we just need to draw a line under it now and move on, because I know 3 of those games have been against top 6 sides, but I don't know. I just think if we go on another run, but anyway. Norwich wise,
what did I was going to say? What did Chris Reeves say? Because like obviously opposition wise,
this is what was
his thoughts going into game. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Well, his thoughts is exactly who's worse, pretty much. he has
I don't even know at this point.
I have
no idea.
And he said that, and what I said actually, that it would be one of those. Hopefully, if I'm going to be optimistic, it's going to be one of those games where it could be like an old-fashioned championship scrap, where we go into this game and there's basically no real quality, but we're just scrapping for it, and that's basically all that we can really hope for at this point. You know, just
some
for the
sort
players
of
to actually
entertainment.
give
Some sort of entertainment.
Yeah, just some sort of fight, because we don't have that at the moment. We haven't shown that for a good while now. And I go back to Burnley, where I look at the way our heads dropped, and that's been a theme of the last few weeks. You know, the heads drop after the first goal, and then it's basically over. And I think I made the point, you know, if one of us heads dropped on the podcast and we're just sitting there like this, it's just, what's the point in having you on there? And that's what the players need to get, you know, get a bit of confidence back. First goal, if we do concede first, which I'd like to hope we don't, but then Norwich can create chances. We saw it at Carrow Road. If they do get the first goal, don't let your heads drop. Yes, it's a kick in the teeth, but we can't be having the players looking, you know, half bothered all the time, because
like
I don't know what you boys think, but
as soon as that went in, like against Burnley, like I think you also said it with Chris Reeve. If we lose this, it will be as bad as those like 3 days against when we lost to Bournemouth 5-0 and then Cardiff 2-0 in Hughton's last season. Like that was the lowest I've ever felt it. So it is a really, really big game. We're not fighting for anything in terms of like league or like relegation or anything like that, but it's simply just for morale. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So if we lose to Norwich again, imagine how bad that's going to get. It'll be awful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. Just, I love a stat, boys. And this is another one. Norwich are now on their 3rd 6-game losing streak of this season.
Fair. All right, so we're on 1. But
so we're on 1. They're already on their 3rd. So look, like, I worry about if we do lose, which before we go into predictions, obviously I don't want to sort of jump the gun, but I genuinely do think we can win this game. Maybe not we will, because that's a big statement. We should, yes. We should win this game. However, I really worry about the mental effect. If we don't win or lose, I really worry about how that will impact us going into the rest of the season. And is it... I don't think we'll get relegated, but it'll be like, then what happens? Like if we can't beat Norwich, who
it'll be like Nigeria, the fans on the pitch kicking, screaming, throwing all the goals here, cutting up the net. That's what it'll be. The Amex will turn into a bloodbath, I promise you.
Mate, imagine. The thing is, the booze will look bloody look good in comparison.
Yeah, it would.
The thing is, right, it's literally like, because fans in particular, probably the more fans that have been going for a long time, I think people are starting to feel it now. You know, the whole we've spoken about the corporate approach of the club. We've spoken about disconnect to fans a lot, and I don't want to go over it too much. But I think if we do lose this game, it will start causing a lot of question marks, particularly over fans. And we don't want that because the Amex used to be a fortress, and that's exactly what we need to get it back to, even if that's just beating Norwich. That is all we need to do. A 1-0 win, a scrappiest 1-0 win, but that's all that matters at the end of the day, as long as we've won the game. But that gets me on to score predictions, because I really don't want to do this, to be honest, because we're going to get it wrong. But what do you boys think score predictions wise? Because, oh my God.
So I'll kick us off. So just quickly to mention, obviously, Webster and Lallana missing. I know. Yeah. I would say Webster's much more a miss than Lallana, purely because of the defence and what we've been like defensively. Not to say Lallana's he's a great player on his day, but I feel like Webster's a much bigger miss. We have replacements, don't we? Exactly. Whereas I feel like in defence, it's not great at the moment. So going back, so I think that'll be quite a big miss with Webster. So I know we've played without him for a couple of games now, but still, I feel like he's a big miss. But going into it, I don't know. I'm going to go with a win. I'm going to go with a 1-0. It's going to be a tight 1-0.
Is that your heart or your head?
I don't know, Ryan. At this point, I don't know, mate. I just want anything. I just want to win. I think I'm definitely talking from the heart there. My brain says a draw, but my heart says a 1-0 win.
Okay.
Ben? For me, I don't know. It's weird. I don't really know how Norwich are going to come into it. Is their mentality that they're kind of already down, or are they still kind of fighting?
Well, Chris Reeve said that the mentality across all fans is that they're done. Like I think the majority of Norwich fans just think, it's over.
Surely the players do as well, then.
Yeah, and I think apparently Matthias Norman, our friend who used to be in the academy, you know how I was raving about him at the beginning of the season. Apparently he's come out in the Norwegian media, is it Norwegian or something like that, or Danish, so. And he's come out in the media anyway, where he's from, and he's just said that he doesn't want to be playing Championship next season. And apparently Dean Smith isn't going to be taking that very well, as I'm sure you could probably imagine. So I don't think
we won't be seeing him then.
There is good.
Okay.
No, probably not.
And then saying that, so if they're kind of like, right, well, we're pretty much already relegated. If they play with less pressure, they could perform better slightly. I'm just looking at that side. I would like to think it'll be a 1-0 win because we don't really score goals at the Amex at the moment. I think what did you say, Ron? It's like 10. That was 10 goals.
Yeah, we've scored 10 at home this season, and
three of them were against Brentford, which is
and the lowest ever on record is Fulham with 9. So we're literally only one above the record. So pretty much we are one of the worst scorers in the Prem history.
1-0 for me then. I can't see us getting more than that, really. I don't think.
Yeah, fair. Okay, I think.
Sorry, unless Jeremy Sarmiento plays and he bangs a hat trick. See, I want to see him play so bad.
I've got a weird feeling. I think he will because I think he started for his national team.
He started and then came off the bench in the second game, I think, against Argentina.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. So I don't know. He might be ready, And I would love to see him. I think he's a very exciting player.
Yeah. My worry is that we go into this game, we've got the defensive problems, especially at fullbacks, and that's the biggest thing that's let us down. Since Burns gone, we've basically... The impact of Kukurea and Lamptey is so minimal compared to what it used to be. And we all know that they're fantastic players in their day. It's just a matter of the fact that we've got a much weaker defence. So
they can't attack.
It depends on what defence turns up.
Two best attackers for our team are both wing backs, and they can't attack because
exactly, and they can't do it. So whether we go to a back four and maybe Sarmiento does get a chance,
I don't want a back four.
Neither do I.
I really hate.
But we can't play. We can't play the 3 that we used to play because we don't have the players for it. That's the trouble.
Webster being out as well.
But anyway, if I'm going to be really, really positive, I'm going to say maybe a 1-0 win. But I think reality says probably a 1-0 draw. I just can't see. I can't see us turning up and scoring more than a goal. And I also can't see Norwich exactly smacking us. I don't know.
But they do have some attacking threats. I mean, I know Pukki's been a bit hit and miss. Rashika finally went on horrendous.
Josh Sargent.
Never scoring for him. Josh Sargent as well. They do have some players that can turn up. I remember when they played Watford away, Josh Sargent decided to become like Dennis Bergkamp. It just was unbelievable. So you never know. Like they can turn up, and they do have the ability to do that. And against our defence, they're a bit shaky at the moment. Like you said, Ryan, I think that they could potentially score, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, I'll go 1-0. So that's 1-0, 1-0, and 1-0. So it's not exactly positive, is it? But here we are. Right. Anything else to add, boys? Are we missing anything?
if you're not going to the game, catch me on the Don Robbie channel, because obviously I went there and then didn't even turn up. Sorry, they didn't turn up. Basically, they were like, "Oh, we cancelled it last minute." So they've invited me back as a pity. I've got a pity invite, so I'm going to be on their Saturday football show. So it's basically like Gillette Soccer Saturday, where you're watching all the 3 game kickoffs, basically.
Fair.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it should be nice.
Enjoy. Well, I'll be at the game.
Cool.
Unfortunately.
Live stream it on your phone as well.
Yeah, I'll be watching it somehow, illegally or not.
Have me on the laptop, Maz, and actually have the game on the laptop, and then have me on your phone. It'd be nice.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Watch Ben's commentary. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything, boys. Thank you all for watching. Of course, do keep streaming on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and obviously like it if you are on YouTube, and subscribe to us if you are new. And I think that's about it. Let's hope we can go to the Amex and actually... Not bad. Let's hope we can go to the Amex and actually get a result, because my God, it's been a while. I think it's 1 in 12 wins at the Amex. Please, can we be going into the next podcast with something? Yeah, comments below.
Oh yeah,
comments below. My God, something positive. What can we get?
Something about Mitoma. Maybe. I don't know.
He scored some goals for Japan.
Yeah, against Matty Ryan.
No.
Oh yeah. Matty Ryan's got small arm. No, we can't say that.
T-Rex on.
T-Rex.
No hate.
Let's just go Brighton for the win. Let's go.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back. Go back to basics.
Please, Brighton for the win.
Nothing fancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Peace.